Alrighty, welcome to the roamingkiwi.locals.com. On this latest episode, we are travelling from Benhar township in the Clutha district all the way through the Caitlin's until we get to the other side of the Caitlin's, and the journey will stop, I think, just before we come out the other side of the Caitlin's. We stayed at a little spot there called the Whistling Frog. We'll get that at the end of the video. So we're coming out of Clutha now, and I thought that I'd make good time and leave early in the morning. I planned a stop along the way to fill up with diesel, and stocked up the fridge and all that sort of stuff. And we stopped into the New World and hit the road. And beautiful country coming down South Otago there, and beautiful little area. I'm not sure where it crosses over into Southland. I think it's somewhere in between the middle of Caitlin's somewhere. Caitlin's is a really wild and beautiful part of the country. Lots of people that I've met have suggested I go and explore it. I hadn't been there before. Absolutely promised myself that I would do. So we're coming up here. I might slow this down as we're coming to that corner. You can see some of my friends who are coming out of that corner early in the morning there. Fair house trucks. Go back to that, but we're on the way to Oak, and unfortunately I did think there was a mobile fuel station here. It was on the map, but it wasn't. It had changed. They didn't accept their mobile card. Had to go back, and oh dear, there's a whole 30 kilometres that I had to drive back to Clutha just to fill up diesel. What a fool I thought I was. But on the plus side, ladies and gentlemen, is that I actually got to see the countryside from a different angle on the way back, and it is really quite beautiful, whichever which way you look at it, when you're coming from the north or from the south. What a beautiful countryside to drive through. All of the landscape, as you've probably heard me say before, is a result of thousands of years of glaciation, the rolling hills and types of soil. But it's a beautiful part of the country. It's still quite wild down this part of the country, and as we go further south, you'll see exactly what I mean by that. I'm going to have separate posts for photos and extra videos for the supporters, and you'll be able to access those things. There'll be things like the places I'm describing, the beautiful spots that are unspoiled, as well as private videos on us going for bushwalks, those kinds of things as well. So maybe I can give back to my supporters like you guys for being such great supporters. Thank you so much for all your support, because it really has helped us achieve some things, going to some cool spots that maybe we could never done before without your help. So thank you very much. So obviously here I am having to fill up diesel. Luckily they had an Allied, because I have a mobile card, and that means that I need either an Allied or a BP or a mobile. It's better to go to a mobile or an Allied, because they honour the full discount that you get. If you go to BP, it costs you a bit more, as you guys probably know. There's a big meatworks on the left here. Dear, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you tell it's a live recording. Apparently I've worked a hard day setting up here at the extravaganza. Anyway, we're heading south now from Clutha and back to towards Owaka. So we are on our way. On our way for sure. So I'm actually headed to Papatowai first this morning, and hadn't actually been there before. Been suggested that I go and check out. I think the Lost Gypsy was his name. That's the one. And he's got a little gallery there where he's got a lot of comedic art and things that work on a turn handle cog basis. And, I can't remember what they call them, but it's a certain type of machines. I think it's a German guy's name. So in the comments, if you know who I'm talking about, you can always put it in there. But there we go. So you can tell that this is a live recording, as you heard before, because I am actually doing this after a day's setup. I'm trying to play catch up on some of the content that I've got saved on my hard drive. I'm actually needing some space, and unfortunately I can't hold it all, so I've got to produce something and put it online for you guys. We stopped just on the side of the road there to let the dog go for a wander, and for me to have a bit of nibble for a lunch, and on we go. So we're starting to come into the hillier and a little bit wilder part of the Caitlin's now. So as we start climbing these hills here, we can tell that it's less travelled because the road narrows a little bit in some places, and also it's very windy. So the more of New Zealand that I travel, the more I realise that some of the places that have had less development put in them, you can tell that because the roads are quite windy. So in places where extra development's been put in, what they'll quite often do is knock out corners and put big sweeping bends in instead, so that you can still get to the place you're going, but you can do it at higher speed. And yeah, and the old school country roads like these ones here probably were put in the 30s and maybe sealed in the 50s. And so yeah, this is Papatoa coming up here, and I stopped in at the Lost Gypsy, but unfortunately he wasn't open, and that was a real letdown. But I did do a quick video of that, and that will be available for the supporters. So if you're interested in checking out some of that premium content, then please consider joining us as a supporter on the roamingkiwi.locals.com for as little as $3 a month, which means that you'll get access to all the premium content that I create for my supporters, stuff that's a little bit more private, and things that let you into seeing some of my life from behind the scenes. So yeah, that's the end of our journey. We're almost there anyway, and we're going to get to the Whistling Frog, and we'll park up for the night. Beautiful spot, not far from the big waterfall, McLean Falls, which you've probably already seen the post. And we did a nice walk up there, Sika and I. So if you haven't seen that post, go back and check it out. And thanks for joining us on the roamingkiwi.locals.com.